back to my channel, and today we are going to be doing my second paycheck for October 2020, and we are going to be using my Girls Just Want to Have Fun Happy Planner. So if you want to check out and see how I did for my second paycheck budget, please stay tuned. So let's go ahead and go to our October section. I can't find my divider that was in here. I call myself deep cleaning, whatever you want to call it, and I've misplaced it, so much apologies for that. All right, so we are going to go to paycheck number 2, and as you guys know, I always do my cash envelopes, so I always do that first just in case I have extra cash that I need to put for my debt payment. And the sheet that I used that time was this one here. This one right here was just a little bit more detailed than this one here. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into our paycheck budget. All right, so the pay date for this paycheck will be 10/16/20, right? And the weeks will be 10/16/20 to 10/29/20, because next payday will be for the 30th. So that will be because we get 3 paychecks in this month. All right, so I am going to include my side hustle, and then I am going to include income, and then my side hustle is going to include my Etsy, and then it's going to include some of my YouTube. And thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. It really means a lot to me, and then it also helps me stay on budget and stay on track, so I really do support. And then I do also thank you guys so much for those that have been sending me like happy mail. Like, it's like the best thing ever. So thank you guys so much for caring about me, and then also about my budget, and I do care about you guys too. So all right, so my budgeted for all of this here was for $2,000, and then I actually brought in $2,100, and then we have rollover. That was from my checking account because I didn't have to touch it, thank goodness. Okay, so my checking account was a little bit lower than what we had calculated last time, because remember, here I had forgot about my car registration, so I went ahead and just took out the $39.50, and so that way I'll have to pay that by the end of the month. So that brought it down to $397. So that's why I like to write notes down, because I probably would have forgotten again about that car registration, and that is something I don't need to forget because I don't want to pay any fees. All right, so rollover was $397, and the actual was $397. All right, so from my cash envelopes that I had left over, and that is, go to the sheet again, and that here was, as you can see, we had $8 left over from cash envelopes to put towards debt. So that's all I had that was left over. All right, and I'm sorry about keep flipping the pages. I want to make you dizzy. Okay, so that is $8. All right, so let's go ahead and add that up to see how much we have for each column. Right, so we have $2,000 plus $397 plus $8. So that was $2,405, and then the actual was $2,100 plus $397 plus $8, and the actual for that is $2,505. All right, so next we are going to go ahead and do our bills, and what I use for that, I can go ahead and take this sheet out so you guys can see. I have already checked it off, because when I pay it, I check it off on here, and a couple things you see that the date is for the date ahead, but I put the date that it actually comes out of because this is the day that I have to pay it. I don't pay that earlier, but I always set the money aside to make sure that I do have it. And then this like Sprint is automatically come out of my checking account. So what I do is I just put it for that date that it's coming out, and I leave that in my account, and I do check it off because I know I do have that money in my checking account to cover it. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are doing from the last day was payday was the 14th. We got paid on the 16th. So everything from here to here is what we're going to be paying for this month. So we are going to go ahead and put our mortgage, and that is due on the 16th. Thank goodness, on payday. and that is budgeted for $468.44, and I did pay $468.44, and that was no overage or shortage, and the date paid was 10/16. Next, we have daycare, and that was due 10/16, and that was for $140, and I did pay $140 and no overage or shortage, and that was paid on the 16th. All right, and then next we have Xfinity, and that is due on the 19th, and that is for $93, and then actual paid $93, and that's no overage or shortage, and then that was paid on 10/16 on my payday. All right, next we have Ally. That is due on 10/21. That is for $341, and I paid $341. No overage or shortage, and I paid that on the 16th. And then we have the good old WOTA bill, because I told you guys that they started adding, starting October 1st, they started adding the $10 for our trash tax to it. So this made it a little $10 more, but this was for 10/21. All right, so that was $93, and I paid $93. That is usually like 92 and some change, but like I told you guys, always do that like an even number, because that is just continuous, so that can just roll over into the next bill. I mean, even though it's not a lot, it's like a couple cents, but every little bit helps. Okay, so that was paid on 10/16. Next, I have Discover, and that is 10/22. It's due, and I pay $83. And then $83 is what I paid, but I will put the extra debt amount on my other sheet. No extra or overage, and that was paid on 10/16. So then we have daycare, which the money is set aside, and that is $140, and that is actually going to be paid $140, and that will be paid on the 23rd, because I have the dates of when the daycare comes out. All right, so next we have Centra, and guys, I'm telling you, this Centra bill that I have here, I have like, let's see, hold on. I know I'm always like typing the amount minus the 75. Okay, so I have $104 left on that bill, and then I am like done, done with that bill. So you won't see that on there once I pay that $100 off, $104 off. So that's $10.25. That's $75, and I paid $75, and no overage or shortage, and that paid on 10/16. So then I have Sprint, and then that is for 10/28, and then that is for 130, and that is going to come out as 130 because that is automatic, and then no overage or shortage, and then that will be 10/28 when it's coming out. And then I have daycare, and then I have, that is due on 10/30/20, and that is for 140, and then that will be for 140. I have that money set aside, and then that will be on 10/30. And as you can see, guys, I did not put the registration on there yet, but we have car registration, and that is, and I need to put that on here too, registration. And that is due on the end of the month. So that is due 10/31/20. That was for $39.50, but I went ahead and paid it for $39.50, and that's what I had budgeted for because that's the amount that's due. And I did pay that 10/16. So that is paid. So we have 10, that's due 10/31/20. That is for $39.50. And then the actual that I paid is $39.50, no extra overage shortage, and I paid that on 10/16. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to stick this sheet to the side for right now. So let's go ahead and add up our balances to see what we have left over after we do our paycheck, and take out all of the expenses. Okay. So we have $2,505 minus, okay, and $468.44, and just make sure that you do the actual column and not the budgeted, because the actual is what you paid. But this will be, once I add this up, this will actually be the same because there's no overage or shortage. So I'm just going to add the actual, and then I'm going to use the same amount because these amounts will be the same here. All right, so minus the 140. So that'll give us $1,896.56 minus the 93. That'll give us the $1,803.56 minus the 341. That'll give us the $1,462.56 minus the 93. $1,369.56 minus the $83. So that's $1,286.56 minus the 140. And then the $1,146.56 minus the $75. I know I don't have any like a lot of overage or shortage. This minus the 130. This paycheck, so it's like, woo, no excitement, but the excitement that I have is that all of this got paid and I had enough money to pay it. I might not have a lot left over, but I do have some in savings, so that makes me feel awesome. 468, 44, 140, 93, 341, 83, 140, 75, 130, 140, and 39.50. I was so busy talking. All right, so $1,742.94. And like I said, there was no overage that I paid, so this will be the same amount as this. So the amount that I have left over is $762.06. So I didn't fold my paper. All right, so I'm going to put this amount over on this side, $762.06. I'm just going to write that here. $762.06, just real small so I can remember, because I don't have my book wide open so you guys can see. So after this is the amount that we have left over from our checking account. So these are my cash envelopes, and like I said, I just put this for my reference because these right here will be added on this side, but I just put this because these are physically cash envelopes that I have, and these are like all cashless that I have in my account. So we are actually going to take the $255. That's why I wrote this on the bottom, so I know how much cash to withdraw from the bank. And this right here is the actual amount we're going to take for our cash envelopes. So we're going to do $762.06 minus the $255, and we are going to get $507. And I do need to, because I was showing you guys this sheet here, so I didn't write my numbers here. So let me just write that real quick, because I don't like to see this blank. I like to see it filled all the way in. 10, 65, 27, and then 55, and then we got 282, and that was what we had for here. All right, so this we have $507.06 left. So now we're going to go ahead and go to our sinking fund. All right, so for our sinking funds, we have vacation, we have car tires, we have property taxes, we have emergency fund, and we have printer, which I am super excited. I'm glad I have a printer. Cash envelope sinking funds. Okay, so the balances that we had for our sinking funds, you can get that from your page. Funds would be here, and I am going to put this sheet back in here. All right, so this will show us the amounts for what we have left over. Let's go back over here. So that's where you're going to get that information from. All right, so last 2 weeks for our last paycheck, we had $603 for vacation. For car tires, we had $441, and we had property taxes, we had $108, and for our emergency funds, we had $1,300, and for a printer, we had $45. All right, so these are amounts that are actually added automatically. I have them directly deposited. So vacation, I always add $30. For car tires, always add $31. For property taxes, always add $12. Emergency funds, I always do $50. And then for printer, I started adding $15. All right, so let's go ahead and add these up. All right, so we got 603 plus 30. I'm sure I could have added that up, but I just want you guys to see the process. All right, so for 441, oops, plus the $31, we have 472. Then property taxes, we have 120. And then for emergency funds, I can add this up, 1,350. And for the printer, we will have a whopping $60. All right, so I'm going to add up my balances. So we have 603 plus 441 plus 108 plus 1,300 plus 45. And I like to do this, like I told you guys, because I like to see my progress. And then this is 30 plus 31 plus 12 plus 50 plus $15, and that is $138. And then here we have 633 plus 472 plus 120 plus 1350 plus 60, and that's $2,635. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take box 1 minus box C. So this is box 1 here. So we got 507.06, and we're going to minus C, which is 138, and that is $369.06. All right, so for savings, I had that I was going to do $50 for savings because I didn't know what how much I was going to make or extra. So I actually was able to do $150, which is awesome. So we're going to do 50, and then that's how much is budgeted, and then total is 150. All right, so now we're going to take box 2, which is box 206, and we're going to subtract box D, which is here. So that's 150. So that's 219.06. And then for Depth Snowball, I did $8, which came from here. As you guys see, I had $8 left over from my cash envelopes that I always put towards my depth. So that was here. So we're going to do $8. And then I was also able to add $100, which I didn't think I was going to do. So that is not budgeted there. So I was able to add $100 there. So that was $8, and then here it will be $108. So now we're going to take box 3, which is the 219.06, minus the box E, which is 108, and hold on, 219 minus 108, and that'll leave us with 111.06. Awesome. So that's what I'll have left in my checking account. So let's go ahead and add up our totals here. So we can go ahead, and I am going to do $8 left from cash envelopes, and the 111.06 is left in box E. All right, so we are going to go ahead and tally this up. All right, so we're going to take box G, which is this box here. So we got $1,742.94, and then we're going to add box B, which is the $255, and then we're going to add the box C, which is $138. All right, so then we're going to add box D, which is $150, and then we're going to add box E, which is $108. So that'll give us $2,393.94. And let's go ahead and subtract the 2. And like I always say, let's keep our fingers crossed, guys. Minus $2,393.94. Voila. Okay, and so we have the $111.06. So these added up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and do my sinking funds real quick. And that is in the back here. So let's go ahead and head to that page. I always use my different color pens. It's just a habit. This was in my drawer, so it's like folded up a little bit. All right, so for vacation, which is continued on the back, so let's go ahead and do new printer. So we are going to do 10, 16, and we are adding $15, and that will be $60. All right, so vacation, we're gonna go, should be back here. So let's go to our vacations. All right, so we're gonna do 10, 16, and we always add $30 to that. So that's gonna give us the $633. All right, and trash decals, we don't need. Next, we have property taxes, and that will be 10, 16, and we're adding $12. So that will give us $120. And then for car tires, we are doing 10, 16. Oops, almost messed that up. All right, so I always add $31 to that. So that should give us $472. All right. And next we have, I know I have a lot of them back here, emergency funds. So that should be 10, 16. We will be adding $50 to that, so that'll give us $1,350 for that. All right, so that is for our emergency funds. And I haven't been, and just a confession, guys, I haven't been really doing too good with my debt. So I have to step it up and come up with some different plans. Step it up because I really want to start paying it more aggressively. So that's my confession to you guys. I haven't really been attacking it like I normally have, and that's okay because, like I said, this budgeting stuff, you have to figure out a plan. So I will be working on my plan of attack of what I'm going to do to start getting my Discover bill down even quicker, because I don't use it, so that's a good thing. So I need to start doing that. Then all right, I am going to go ahead and close out my monthly bill tracker here, and I am going to be using my mild liners. I want to say mid liners, but they are mild liners. All right, so we're going to go ahead and highlight all of the credit cards here. So credit cards, we have Wells credit card, and we're doing that in purple. Capital One, Target, PayPal, let's see, Discover. All right, so let's go ahead and add up all our credit cards. So we have 100 plus 45 plus 63 plus 28 and plus $83. All right, so that'll give us $319. That is going down. All right, so we're going to go and highlight everything for our car that I use. All right, so we have Geico, and then we have Ally. Those are the two things for car. So let's go ahead and add those up. So we have $83.05 plus $341, and that is for $424.05. All right, next we're going to do for my son, and that will be for my gray. And I do keep my gray in here, so I'm like always searching for it. I'm like, oh, it's in there. All right, so for my son, okay, so we have daycare. We have daycare. We have daycare. We have daycare, and then we have daycare. All right. Oh, I need to put this back in here so I won't forget. All right, so let's go ahead and add up all of our daycare. So we got 140 plus, so we got 140 plus 140 plus 140 plus 140 plus 140. All right, so we got $700. Whew. $700 a month for daycare. That's crazy. That's almost like $1,000. And we used to pay $90. Let's see what I used to pay when I used to pay $90. So we have one. If I paid $90, this would have been, I told you, daycare is crazy. But I want my little buddy to go. That was like a $300 difference. But like I said, I want my little buddy to go somewhere really nice. So, all right. So next we're going to do medical. All right. So medical is Centra. And like I told you guys, I have probably like one more payment for that, and I'm so excited. So that is for $75. Right, so let's go ahead and do home and utilities. All right, so that will be Amazon Prime, because that is like TV. AEP, electric, Brink security. We're going to do Netflix. We're going to do mortgage. We're going to do Xfinity. We're going to do Wodabill. And, oh, I forgot. This thing right here just kills me. Okay, so we're going to do for car registration. I know you guys were like yelling through the screen, Tina, you're missing the car. I bet you guys were probably like, Tina, you're missing the car, your car registration. But I like that. I'm glad you guys stay on top of me to make sure that I do what I need to do correctly. All right, so we got 424. So let's just add it all up. I was going to just try to do it shortcut way. 803.05 plus 341 plus 39.50, and that gave me 463.55. Yeah, I do like when you guys do let me know. All right, so this is all for home utility, and let's go ahead and add that up. So that's $12.99 plus 189 plus 34.95 plus $12.99 plus 468.44 plus $93 plus $93, and I think that's it. All right, so that is for $904.37. All right, and then last but not least, we have Sprint. All right, so that is this yellowish color. So for Sprint, that is for $130. All right, so guys, oops, I'm so sorry. I was writing out a screen. I'm so sorry. But this is what it looks like. So these are all of my categories here. And I do it here so you guys can see. So we have, this is my total for my credit cards. This is the total for my car for the month. Total for my son. And total for medical, home utilities. And then, like I said, you can just look at this and kind of say like, hey, I can cut this because I don't really need Amazon Prime or whatever, or get a prepaid plan or something like that. So this is what this sheet helps. Look. Yes, baby. That's pretty. Look, guys, my son drew this. Oh, he's showing me. Such an artist. All right, here you go, buddy. All right, guys, so that concludes all of my budget checkup with you guys for my second paycheck, and I will definitely be back with my cash envelope stuffing and also my November setup, which I am like super excited. I love doing those. So thank you again so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, guys, peace.